12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Devine starts now.
We begin tonight with breaking news just south of Wickenburg. A wildfire burning along US 60 about 4 miles south of Wickenburg has forced evacuations and destroyed several homes.
It's being called the Rose Fire. Sky 12 over the scene earlier this evening. The fire jumped the US 60 and is now burning on both sides, which is why the 60 is closed in both directions in that area. Let's get right to our coverage with 12 News journalist Bianca Bono, who's as close as she's allowed to get to where the fire is burning. Bianca, what's the latest out there?
Guys, officials say the Rose Fire is at 200 acres and growing, and right now there is no containment on this fire. Wickenburg fire officials unfortunately confirm multiple structures have burned, and MCSO tell us at least 4 homes have been lost. Thankfully, those homes were unoccupied at the time and no injuries have been reported, but I'm told there are at least 100 homes ahead of where this fire is burning. Now, there are evacuation orders in place right now we want to tell you about. The Rio Vista Hills area at milepost 113 east to San Domingo Trail at milepost 118 should evacuate. Residents in the area of Turtleback Mountain Ranch and Raposa Heights, they've been given a set alert, meaning you should start to prepare for that evacuation. Here's a look at Sky 12 over the scene of this fire earlier this evening. This broke out about 4 miles south of Wickenburg, east of the US 60. At the time, it was only about 8 acres and it was in the Haciampa River bottom. But after an hour, the fire jumped the 60 and started burning on both sides of the highway, which caused this huge closure we're still dealing with. The state launched multiple aircraft to assist, including a large and a very large air tanker to drop retardant down. They also launched 2 scoopers to assist as well. But once night fell, those aircraft did have to land because they do not fly at night. Here's Tiffany DeVilla with the state with some advice for residents in this area on what to bring with you if you do need to evacuate.
Have that go bag packed, prescriptions, water, snacks, something to be self-sufficient for 48 to 72 hours. You know, don't forget your pets. It seems silly, but there's many times people call us and say they left their pets behind. Have important documents, a passport, photos, money. Make sure you have all of those items packed and you're ready to evacuate in the event of an emergency.
And I should note that the Red Cross has set up an emergency shelter at the Wickenburg Community Center if you do need it. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the conditions the fire crews are facing. There are some fine fuels that are really fueling this fire. Everything in this area is incredibly dry. The brush, the grass, everything is dry. Plus, as you know at home, we are dealing with extreme heat, so a tough set of circumstances for those ground crews on the fire lines overnight tonight. I should also note that the cause of this fire is still under investigation. We're live south of Wickenburg tonight. I'm Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thanks. The weather always plays a huge role in these fires, the fire's behavior and how quickly crews can get a handle on it or not. Meteorologist Lindsay Riley joins us. And Lindsay, we know it's super dry out there. What about the wind?
Well, tonight we're still seeing about a 5 to 10 mile per hour breeze. Temperatures are still in the 90s in the vicinity of the fire, and relative humidity is under 5%. So that's what we're contending with tonight. Hour by hour, temperatures by 11 p.m. dropping off to 86, and by early tomorrow morning we'll be around 78 degrees at 4 to 5 a.m. Winds overnight out of the north at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The wind will shift as we head into tomorrow, blowing from the southeast. We could see some 15 to 20 mile per hour gusts, and we're going to go from 78 degrees at 5 a.m. up to about 90 by 8 a.m. So temperatures are going to warm up very quickly. We'll be at 99 by 11. We will have some added clouds in the forecast for tomorrow, even in the Wickenburg area. But notice triple-digit heat is possible by lunchtime already. So temps are going to warm warm up very quickly. Right in the valley right now, we're mostly in the 90s. Wickenburg also sitting at 92. Wind speeds are light across the area right now. They'll pick up tomorrow with the heat of the day, and relative humidity in the single digits in many spots, including the Phoenix area. And that relative humidity will not be going up anytime soon. Also, no rain in the forecast for the lower deserts. Mark and Caribe.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. Major new developments tonight in the U.S. Justice Department's investigation into the Phoenix Police Department. 12 News has confirmed that the DOJ will release the findings of its investigation tomorrow morning.
We are expecting a press conference at 10 a.m. tomorrow to learn more about the Department of Justice. The investigation began back in 2021, and it's what's called a pattern or practice investigation into Phoenix police. It focused on several areas of conduct among officers and leadership. Phoenix PD has turned over 147,000 documents, 22,000 hours of police body cam video, and has given 130 interviews to investigators.
Tomorrow's announcement has been years in the making. 12 News journalist Bram Resnick walks us through what prompted the investigation and what's likely to happen tomorrow.
The question surrounding the Justice Department investigation of Phoenix police isn't when it will end, but how it will end. Here's how we got here and what could happen on Thursday. It wasn't one thing that led to the U.S. Department of Justice investigation 3 years ago. It was several things. The so-called pattern or practice investigation of Phoenix police looked at 5 areas of conduct. The first, use of force. Phoenix hit a high in 2018 with 44 cases where police officers shot at a person. 23 of the shootings were fatal, the highest for any major metro area. The second focus, whether the police department has discriminatory policies. The third, whether police violated First Amendment rights, most notably in their handling of Black Lives Matter protests in 2020. The fourth area of investigation, how police treat people who are mentally ill. And the fifth area, whether Phoenix police violated the rights of people experiencing homelessness. What comes after the DOJ reveals its findings Thursday is unknown. The city of Phoenix refused to negotiate a potential consent decree to remedy possible constitutional violations without seeing the findings. That means city officials don't know what Kristen Clark, the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, will announce. A lawyer who's represented Seattle during that city's negotiations with the DOJ predicts a lawsuit is in the works.
But I expect that DOJ is going to simultaneously file a lawsuit against the city of Phoenix because Phoenix has said we're not going to negotiate without seeing the findings first. So they may file the lawsuit tomorrow, and then they will want to negotiate with the city of Phoenix to try to avoid a trial.
In Phoenix, Bram Resnick, 12 News.
All right, Bram, thank you. Also developing tonight, dozens of people are out of their homes after a devastating fire in West Phoenix. One person was taken to the hospital with burn injuries. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra has more from the scene near 43rd Avenue in Van Buren.
5 homes were destroyed by a fast-moving fire, each one left charred and forcing people to evacuate their neighborhood Wednesday afternoon.
I just couldn't feel anything. I just felt like numb.
Jesse Pelayo Garcia looks at what used to be his home. A few hours ago, he watched it burn to the ground.
And I see like huge flames in the air. I'm like, oh, that's my house.
His neighbor, Jose Aguilar, heard popping noises as the fire sparked.
Then it just kept getting louder and louder.
Aguilar grabbed a garden hose and tried to extinguish the fire.
We thought we could stop it from spreading.
But the flames were too hot.
It got bad in less than 3 minutes.
Phoenix Fire Captain Todd Keller says narrow streets and faraway hydrants challenged firefighters initially. The proximity of the homes aided the fire in quickly jumping from building to building.
Very rapidly. So our crews got on scene, found one mobile home on fire, and they just quickly extended. The access was a little difficult getting in, but once our firefighters started, sectorizing these mobile homes, we were able to get that knocked down.
Decades of memories and personal belongings left behind in the rubble.
Things like all my laptops, all my work clothes, everything, all my school supplies, all got burned down.
Pelayo Garcia says he's leaning on faith as his family is forced to start over.
1 minute's there, next minute's not. Just gotta appreciate all these little things.
The Red Cross is helping those who were displaced from their homes. Investigators are still working to figure out what sparked the fire. Reporting in Phoenix, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.